Are you tired of yo-yo dieting, and do you feel like you can't find a program that works for you? If so, today's episode is one you're not going to want to miss. I have a very special guest on today. It's health and fitness specialist Deirdra Martinez. She delivers empowering fitness lifestyle programs that literally and figuratively uplift women. I'm Tafiq here, America's healthy lifestyle coach, and this is Tafiq TV, your one-stop spot for fitness, nutrition, and wellness support. Hey guys, Tafiq here again, and welcome Miss Deirdra Martinez to the show. How are you, Deirdra?
I'm awesome. Thank you so much for having
Oh,
me.
please. I'm so happy that you're able to make it. Very good. So, Deirdra, tell us a little bit about you and how you got started in health and fitness.
Sure. So, my journey in fitness wasn't always like just a straight line, like I was always active and my family was active. I was completely on the other side of the spectrum. I grew up overweight, and I was at my heaviest at about 190 pounds as a child at 13. And that's when my journey with dieting actually kind of started.
Okay.
And wasn't really active. I kind of got into like running, but it just yo-yoed for many, many years. And then I became very interested in actually weight training and group fitness classes when I was at UCLA, and discovered the weight training room and really loved how it felt feeling strong. And group fitness was really popular back then too. We had Tai Bo, and we'd pack the gym at the Wooden Center at UCLA, and we had Billy Blanks there teaching, and I fell in love with that fitness. And I knew that I knew how I loved how it made me feel. I saw some changes in my body, but it was more about how it made me feel strong and energetic, and being in a room full of people with all that energy, I felt very alive. And so I found that I wanted to get more involved with helping people have that same sort of feeling. And I was in my last year at UCLA, and they didn't have any sort of program to study nutrition or to go into that kind of business degree. But I got involved in campaigns around the campus, like anti-dieting campaigns and nutrition programs, things like that, to promote health. And I had to make an income after college, and went to work for a nonprofit, a desk job, and got really busy.
We hate the desk job.
Yeah, I got really busy, and I gained a ton of weight back, and I wasn't happy, and it showed. You know, when I wasn't happy, and it showed again. So there I was, back on my roller coaster of dieting and exercise and gaining weight back, and I really felt like part of it was because I wasn't doing what I felt like I was supposed to be doing, which was fitness. Like I felt passionate about teaching fitness. And so I went off and got my master's degree in health education, but I wasn't doing anything with it still. I got the knowledge and I got the certification in personal training, but I was still stuck to this desk job. So finally I took a leap and started teaching fitness, and completely changed my life. From, I started working from passion and purpose as opposed to necessity, and just necessity driven, and really honoring my authenticity and taking care of my body, and in essence being able to do that for other people as well too. So that's what my journey has been more about struggle with weight and body image and fitness and nutrition and dieting, only to really discover my passion and linking that to, how my internal is a reflection of my external. And so here I am today.
Very cool. You said that when you were a kid that you were, you struggled with weight and things like that. Now, was that because of like not knowing how to eat, or just the way that your family grew up? Because I know for me, a lot of the struggles that I saw my mother go through was what got me involved in health and fitness, because it was her health issues that I know now were caused by poor nutrition and lack of activity. So can you embellish on that?
Sure, yeah. I think it was actually layers of different things that were happening in my life. And one of those things was I was a latchkey kid. So I'd come home and I was by myself and I could eat whatever I wanted. And there was also a lot of chaos in my household as I was a child. And so food was this way I could escape. And food was also a reward. You know, when I did really well in school, or my parents wanted to take me out for a treat, it was to McDonald's. And I grew up in the inner city, and I grew up in a very poor family. And so sometimes fast food was actually cheaper for us. And it was a reward. Like we would go to McDonald's and I'd get a toy with my Happy Meal. And so it was a lot of the circumstances that were going on for me at the time. One of them being an unstable kind of household. It was pretty chaotic for me, and food was coping, and not having the resources to be able to actually have someone to teach me how to prepare healthy foods, or being able to, or thinking that we had finances to be able to afford. You know, it's more of a mindset, because it actually is affordable to have healthy food, but when you want convenience and quick and fast and cheap, then McDonald's looks like it's the best thing. So it was a multitude, but I carried those same sort of beliefs with me my whole life. So I'm an emotional eater, and it stayed with me for my whole life. So that's how I struggled with it.
One of the things that you also talked about that I want to touch on also was how you said that when you did start to make that change and you started exercising, how it made you feel, like how you felt strong and more energetic. And one of the things that I struggle with some of the people that come to me for health and fitness is that they always think of health and fitness as, you know, something that they just can't stand. You know, it's like they have this negative connotation, and they don't realize how much better they'll feel. And even when they do feel better afterwards, they go back into this mindset of how much they hate it. Like, what's something that you do maybe for your clients to encourage them to try to look at it from a different perspective?
So that's one of the things about the Uplift movement, which it's based on food and movement for joy. Because a lot of times when we're thinking like we have to do intense exercises, or like I cringe when I think of burpees. Like I just hate burpees. But I know, see, he loves burpees. So do burpees then. Just live it up on the burpees.
I love making my clients.
But it's like, but I'm more of like, I love dancing. I love running too. I love being outdoors, hiking. I love kickboxing. Like there's things that I love, and find that movement that really speaks to you. And then you're excited about it, you know, as opposed to, oh my God, I do not want to freaking do burpees today, or I know he's gonna make me do push-ups. Like, I think it's good to mix that in, because it's challenging every now and then. Like a lot of times, you know, that's why I developed the workout that I did, which infuses dance. It's called the Uplift movement. And it fuses dance with weight training, because a lot of women think of weight training as, oh, I'm gonna get too bulky and I hate squats and it hurts and it's uncomfortable. But if we just do that for a short period of time, and we do it in a way that feels empowering and strong, and then we dance again, then it makes it fun. So, you know, sprinkling those things in that kind of challenge us is a great way to add flavor, you know, and also get better results. But for the majority of your movement, pick things that you really love. Pick things that are gonna, you know, make you feel excited about just moving more.
I completely agree with that. Now you mentioned the Uplift movement. Now the Uplift movement is a program that you started, and what was the catalyst for that? Like, what made you want to make a specific program that was all about uplifting people that's, you know, from what I know that we've talked about, is different than any other program out there. So tell us exactly what the Uplift movement is.
So the Uplift movement is several different programs, actually. It's a dance fitness community that really focuses on empowering mostly women. It's a lot of the women that come to our dance fitness classes. And And why I decided to create this movement was because I had been teaching fitness, dance fitness, a lot of Zumba for several years. And I was having a lot of, and I was doing personal training too. So I was working with clients and working with students that I would see every week, sometimes multiple times a week, and they weren't getting the results. You know, their bodies weren't changing. And, you know, they'd come up to me after class, how do I get rid of this? Or like, how do I make this, you know, come up a little bit more? Just the same questions all the time. Or like, you know, it's just those late night cravings. Like it had to do, there was these missing links that women weren't getting from just coming to my Zumba class or from just working out with me once or twice a week. And that had to do with their food and also their psychology. You know, how they manage their stress, how they feel about their life, how they feel about their passions in life. And I thought about like my own journey and my own struggle, and for teachers, we really teach what we need to learn ourselves. And for me, I know that like my whole journey is ongoing when it comes to fitness and food and nourishment and taking care of myself. It's ongoing work. And for a lot of women, the struggle isn't necessarily the diet, it's the self-care. It's not the fitness, you know how to work out, it's the self-love, like making time to honor your body, respect your body, do recovery, give it some rest, how to nurture yourself. We've completely detached from understanding what our bodies need and living too much in our heads based on like what we see on TV and what standards say for us, and it's all just noodles up there, you know, where we've lost contact to our heart and we've become disembodied. And so the Uplift movement I created because, you know, I love the idea of uplifting, you know, and it's a community because we uplift each other. You know, whenever someone tries to do, whenever I try to do any sort of diet program on my own, if I didn't have accountability, if I didn't have a partner to, you know, work with and keep me inspired, and I think that's one of the great things about fitness classes is that you've got this like energy and people love it, you know who's who, and you kind of encourage each other. But off on my own, it's like a roller coaster. Good, bad, whatever, I don't care. Like you don't really get committed to yourself. At least it was always harder for me to do it alone. And so I created this community format. It had to be uplifting because I wanted something to be more based on positivity rather than fear. Because a lot of these programs that are out there for weight loss are driven by fear instead of empowerment and uplifting. So it also brings in more of a dance fitness element because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm all about the joy of movement. And dance is a form of expression. And a lot of times the weight that we carry is because we're not expressing ourselves. And so the dance is part of expression. How do you express your body? How do you move your body? How do you get loose? How do you just shake it all out? You know, just like let it all out. When I was teaching a lot of my Zumba classes, I love Zumba. You know, that's what got me into teaching fitness. But we get addicted to the cardio. We get addicted to the cardio. We're like cardio junkies, like, oh my God, I feel so good. I could just do this all day. But what we don't realize is that it actually, too much of that can actually prevent you from losing weight.
Exactly.
So I found from my own experience when I got into doing fitness competitions that when you brought in working out with weights, specifically heavier weights, then I saw my body completely change. Then I saw like definition and I saw, you know, toned muscles. I didn't see any sort of bulkiness. Like I didn't get all bulky. It was like my body all of a sudden, like the layers came off and I saw like what my body could really look like. And so Uplift is basically fusing dance with weight training movements, but it's not like a full hour of toning. It's that interval workout. So you're like cardio, high intensity, and then we're gonna go into squats and lunges with twists, and we're working on like enhancing the female curves and booty and waistline and shoulders, and it's just so much fun.
Now, something that you touched on, which I think is very important for people to realize, is that there are tons of different things that you can do for exercise. It doesn't have to be that one thing that you totally hate and despise doing. Like I said, for me, I enjoy burpees. She does not enjoy burpees, so she found something that she enjoyed.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you need to do also. And one of the reasons that I like bringing other people on my show that also work in health and fitness is because everyone's not going to get me. Everyone's not going to get what I do as a health and fitness professional, but you may get what Deirdra has to offer. And what she has to offer with this Uplift movement is a totally different dynamic than what most health and fitness professionals are doing out there. And this is what's great about the program that she has, because it's about getting you from every different angle of your life. Like she says, figuratively and literally, you're going to be uplifting your body. And so what's important too is that I think that how she says she alters intervals of different things that weave in there. So you get a little taste of everything without feeling like you're stuck in the same thing. And earlier you also mentioned this kind of fear that people have when they come into thinking about not just even exercise, with conquering anything within your life where you have to change your appearance or thinking that you are less than, or someone making you feel that you're less than. What's something that you use in your program to help counteract that thought process? Because like you said, there's a lot of psychology with that as well.
Yeah. So courage is a hard one for people because, it requires a certain level of facing those fears. And I'm a really big proponent of personal development, and I read a book all the time. And one of the biggest books that made an impact in my life was a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And, here's the thing is that we're gonna constantly, if it doesn't make us uncomfortable, it's not gonna change us. We need to have something that's going to challenge us enough and make us just uncomfortable enough to take us out of our comfort zone to really get us to rise up. When you stay in that comfort zone, you're looking at no change. You're looking at, just kind of like floating around, not really taking charge and owning the life that you want. So when we make a commitment, and I always see how, commit to be fit, that's like Tafiq's motto is like commit to be fit, commitment, and then also too, it's being authentic. And that's one of the things that I promote when I work with my clients is like, who are you really? Like, let's dig deep into who is really Tafiq? Like, forget about, how you were raised or what your mom told you or like what a teacher told you or what your boyfriend or girlfriend told you, whatever. Like, what do you really want? Like, where do you feel like you're really strong in your life?
I like that you said that, because one of the things the couple of things I say in my class all the time is, one is that don't worry about what the person next to you is doing, because you're here for you. You're here to change your body, not their body. So focus on what you're doing. If you can't go the speed that they're going, go at the speed that's comfortable for you. And one of the other things that you said that I really liked is, and I actually just posted this the other day, I said, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. And it's the same kind of thought process. And I like that people want to change their bodies in ways, but you have to really, like she said, be authentic with it. I also tell my clients, when you're working out, do it like you mean it. Don't just go through the motions. You know what I mean? Because you have to do it like you mean it, because that's the only way it's going to matter. Because if you're just going through the motions, then that means it doesn't really matter that much to you. But if you do it, like you said, with intention, with purpose, and know what you're doing it for, then that's going to make the biggest difference in the world.
And really, who it matters to the most is you. And so own it. Own what you want, who you are, what you believe, own it.
So you were saying that you have the DVDs, and I know you have other programs. Now, are those programs also come in DVD form, or are they just all online? How does that work?
So the programs are available online for instant download.
Okay.
And I'll do like a cohort, which means we're gonna launch, if you subscribe to my email list, then you'll be notified of when I'll start a 28-day challenge,
Okay.
like a collective one. So when I do that, I'll start a forum as well for support, for daily posts, and it's something that can give you a little bit more accountability. Otherwise, you can start the 28-day challenge on your own whenever you want. It's just more of a self-driven type of program.
Very good. I'm so glad you came on today.
Yeah, thank
so,
you.
Tell everyone how they can get in contact with you, where they can find you on Facebook, how they can find you on YouTube, all that stuff.
Yeah, so I love Friends on Facebook, and I have my personal Facebook page, and there's also the Uplift movement page on Facebook. So I'd love to see more friends on there and connect with you that way, as well as Instagram. I am on Instagram, and I'm not a big Twitterer. But those are my main sources of connecting with people, and you can find out more. And I also have my email list. And you can also learn more about like where to find my classes, the programs that I'm doing, if I'm doing any sort of retreats or workshops. And then I also have my website, which is www.deirdremartinez.com.
Now, can they find all that information out on your website as well?
Yes, they can opt in to get on my email list from my website.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'm so glad to have had Deirdra on today. And guys, don't forget that if you're subscribed to Tafiq TV, or if you even just subscribe to my website, tafiq.com, you'll be in for the drawing for the free giveaway for the Uplift Movement DVD. So make sure that you're subscribed by next week, by Thursday next week, so that we can draw your name and we will announce the winner then. So Deirdra, it's been so great to have you on. I'm so glad that we're able to share information about the Uplift movement, about Deirdra Martinez herself, and everything that she does to help empower women's lives, both from the inside and out. And again, please keep in contact with Deirdra at deirdremartinez.com. And as usual, guys, thank you for watching the show and taking the time to be here with me today. Please make sure that you subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends and family. Also, they may learn something that they may need to know as well. Thank you so much for watching this show, and please come back next week. And as usual, I look forward to helping you reshape your body, restore your health, and renew your life. Until next time, I'm Tafiq here, and this is Tafiq TV.